Hello guys, my name is Muhammad Aliza and I came up with the new tutorial which is Sentora control panel on Google Cloud platform, which is totally free. You are not gonna cost on anything because Google Cloud is giving you $300 in free, and also Sentora control panel is also free. So I'll walk you through how we can set up Sentora control panel on Google Cloud, which includes setting up a fresh machine. CentOS box will set up on Google Cloud, which is free, and then we'll assign and reserve a public IP to the VM so it can remain same. And then we'll set up a DNS to make it work on domain, or we'll make it work on public IP as you wish. We have two options, and then we'll give a new loop to Sentora control panel, which is also free, and then we'll move towards enhancements, in which we'll install ELF file manager, which works like a cPanel file manager, and then we'll have CPU and RAM details. That's another plugin that we'll set up. And then zGodX, this is also a module for um, Sentora panel, so you can see what is happening on your server. And then we'll upgrade Sentora PHP version 5.4 to 7.1 because Sentora comes with PHP 5.4, and if you are going to install a WordPress website, this is not gonna work, so you'll need to upgrade it to 7.1 at least to install WordPress on your site. So heading towards the first step, that's setting up fresh VM on Google Cloud. I'll navigate to uh, Google Cloud. There you'll basically uh, get started for free, in which you'll get $300 for free. And once you log in with your Gmail account, it will show you this page, and then you can go to the console. And before starting this, let me show you the blog that I created. Some of my viewers advised me to create a blog because I was uploading movies on my YouTube channel. So chilledguru.blogspot.com is my blog, and currently I have published two articles on it, which is one is the cPanel complete tutorial, and second one was the request from one of my friend that how to set up an ECS cluster um, on AWS with the application load balancer, Elastic Container Registry, and he was also intended to learn Docker. So you might be interested in this tutorial as well. So keep subscribing on my blog and also on my channel, so you can get and request new videos and tutorials you want. I'll publish them on YouTube channel and on my blog. So once you log into cloud.google.com and you sign up, you need to go to the control panel that I'm closing it, and here is the dashboard. So what is Sentora? Sentora is basically a control panel, hosting control panel, basically for hosting your websites like cPanel. cPanel basically costs and we can see they have changed the licensing system to basically accounts. If you want to host a single site, you need to pay $15 monthly, and if you want to host 15 sites, you need to pay $20, and same for 30 accounts, you need to pay $30. And Premier is to up to 100 accounts, you'll be charged $45 for a month, and if you exceed 100 accounts, like 101, 102 accounts, cPanel accounts, they'll charge you uh, 0.20 cents for each additional cPanel account. The cPanel licensing was earlier just the $15 for a VPS and $45 for a dedicated server. And in this licensing, you were able to host unlimited websites and reseller account. But now cPanel is offering different licensing module. So our intentions are to set up a platform in which we can will be able to host websites in free without paying anyone. So let's move to the Google Cloud platform. First, we need to set up a Google Cloud Compute. So we'll navigate to Compute Engine and VM instances. There we'll select uh, cPanel instance. So create instance. You need to click, and you can name it to uh, Sentora, any name you want, and we will go with one CPU and 3.75 GB of the RAM, whatever you like, which suits you. You can select it. They will charge you from the $300 credit they gave you, that is valid for 1 year. So we name our VM and the location where it is going to run, and then we selected the CPU and the RAM we need, and then we are going to select the operating system we want and the disk and configurations. So I'm setting up Sentora on a CentOS 7 box, and maybe 10 GB is enough, but I'll go with 20 GB. There are two options you can select, that is a standard persistent disk and the SSD disk. Please note, if you select SSD disk, the performance will be uh, good, very good, but it will incur charges. So I'll select with the SSD persistent disk and select. We need to select access. We are going to access everything which is in a Google Cloud APIs, and then need to select the firewall rules, which includes traffic. And here is tricky part that you need to set to access the VM. So I'm gonna copy my SSH key, and I will paste it here, and you also need to paste it in the security. So once you done it, you just need to spin your VM. No other configurations are required for this, and let's create it. So while your VM is created, mm, you will need a public IP like this. I set up for an instance I set up for one of my client, Uh, so we'll reserve this IP to this VM, Sentora VM, so it won't change. If you don't reserve the IP and if you want to restart your instance, the IP will change. So you need to go to basically networking and external IP addresses. Go to this option, and here you find ephemeral. So we need to set this IP to the machine that we just spun up. So once again, go to the VM compute instances, and the IP was 5.192. So let's go again. That is the IP that we are going to fix with this machine. So I'll name it Sentora, and we'll reserve this IP to this to that instance. So while it is going to assign the IP and the IP is assigned to that VM, we need to set up a DNS. If you want to set up a DNS service on your for hosting and setting up your domain name, so you need to create a zone, uh, and you need to make it public. Like if my site is like chillguru.com, just name it, and we may need to add the DNS name to this server. So we'll set up server dot or santora dot chillguru.com, and you just need to create it. Once that is created, you need to log into your domain control panel, and you just need to add these records as your name server, and your domain will be pointed um, to Google Cloud platform. So we need to go to compute instance, because we have spun up fresh CentOS 7 machine. We have assigned a public IP to that, and we set up a DNS or a public IP you want to use, and we'll SSH that machine and install Sentora panel. So I would need the IP of the machine. So my key, basically SSH, my name in the key is Ali, and the IP I'll include here to SSH the machine. So I'm logging in first time. So I'll sudo su, basically my user to super user. So I'll check who am I. I'm root, so I can execute commands. So first step will be to update your machine. So we'll yum update space -y to update the packages on your Linux machine. Once those are updated, we'll move towards installing Sentora panel on that box. So you know what is Sentora panel? It's an open source software which uses HTTP web server, PHP for your website, dovecot, and Postfix for your email system, and the FTP services and the mm, database services. Then will enhance those packages to other packages that I mentioned here. That will install a file manager and CPU info and zGodX, and we'll give another look to our control panel, and then we'll do that step, the last one, to upgrade our PHP 5.4 to 7.1. So let's see if it is installed. We can How we can install. So once you install the operating system and updated all the packages, you just need to run this command, which will basically install wget, and then it will change directory to time directory, and then it will download the script, and then the bash script will run the installer. So let's start. Now it is going to install Sentora panel on your server, and it will ask a few things we need to set up. So I am in Asia, so I'll select 5, and the language it asked me, I'll set 47. Sorry, the time zone. Time zone I selected 47. So it sounds okay to me. So I'll select 1 to confirm. So enter the subdomain to for your cPanel, for Sentora panel, how you use it. So here I added a DNS for the control panel. In here we set a subdomain which is sentora.chillguru.com that I'm not gonna use at this time. I'll go with the public IP that assigned to that machine, and we'll access our control panel on that. So I just copied the public IP and I'll paste the public IP here. The IP is correct. Okay, and why to accept the warning to proceed to the next step, and it is going to install the whole control panel on your VM. So let's check what we have done so far. We have set up the CentOS 7 machine, we have reserved the IP, we have set up the DNS, but we are going to use the public IP to access the Sentora control panel. And now we are installing Sentora panel on the VM. Once it is installed, we'll proceed to further steps. But first I'll show you how Sentora looks like, and then we'll improvise with the plugins and look. So Sentora panel is installed on your server, so we need to copy those details for the later usage. So I'll copy those here, and it asks you to restart the VPS, so I'll restart the VPS. It will take a few minutes to restart. When it is restarted, will access Sentora panel with these details. So let's check if the Sentora panel is installed and the machine came up. So the machine has been started. Space minus B to check when it is started. Yeah, it started few seconds ago. So let's navigate to Sentora panel. I'm gonna open it here. Let's close it. Let's close it. We don't need that. We also don't need that. So the admin details are here. zadmin is the username, and that is the default password that you only know. I saved it. So this is how Sentora panel looks like, in which you can host your domains and create normal uh, uh, website accounts and reseller accounts, manage clients, package manager. We need to go and we'll create an administrator package. Okay, right? So let's create a user. User will be this shop is on, and here is the password. That is the username. I'm gonna copy so I can use it once the account is created. That is the username, and that is the password we got. The group I am going to select is reseller. The package is administrator, demo, and just create the account. The account is created. We'll log out from here just to verify if the user can access and host domain on it. So copy the password and paste it here and log in. So the user can log in and there is no file manager currently, and that is the default theme. So first I need to host a domain. So I'll go on domains and the shop is on.com, and I'm gonna create a home directory for that domain. The domain is hosted and it is in pending state, and the cron will run shortly, and the status will change to active. So now go to the DNS manager to create DNS records for that domain. The shop is on, and then click edit, and there are no records. We're going to create records for that domain. The records are created and saved. Those are A records, those are CNAME records, those are mail records, and name server records, right? So everything is good for now. Let's check if the domain status is active. It's still in pending state, but no worries, it will change. We'll log out and log in back with the zadmin, the root account, basically, to access the site to make enhancement and see that those are working, right? So this login, it is fine. How many domains I have hosted? I have hosted no domains right now. So go to admin and PHP info. You will find that PHP 5.4 is installed and there is no way to update PHP from here. So we'll add few things into admin area for more enhancements. So first I'll go with the ELF file manager. So for that we have logged into the VPS, and you first need to basically add this repository. To add it, the repository is added, then you need to update that. So Yum can update the sources is updated, and then you just need to install the ELF manager. The ELF manager is successfully installed, and because we have added the repository and updated zppy update, there is no need to add the repository again, just zppy update. It is updated, and then you can install CPU and memory info module. It is done. We'll again execute zppy update command. It is updated, and we'll install zGodX module. So those modules are installed, but those would not be available for the users and for the admin. So let's go to module admin and enable ELF for whom? For administrator, resellers, and users. So ELF manager is installed for everyone. The last we added zXGod, that I want to show this feature to the administrators, and the third was CPU and memory usage. Where is that? Yeah, here it is. That is also installed for server admins, right? So we're gonna change that so we can see those plugins. So those plugins are here. zGodX. It tells you what is going on your server, and it's a pretty cool feature. The second one was the CPU and RAM info on your server. So it tells you how much CPU and RAM is currently used on your server. And the third was the ELF manager. So I'll navigate to home and see if the ELF manager is installed. Yes, it is installed here, and you can click on it, and here you can basically do the things you do on your normal cPanel server. So we are good for now. Let's change the theme of the Sentora panel. Let's see, there is one theme we cannot basically do this, so I have two options for that to install the theme. The first one is just you need to execute the script, and it will download the installer and will set up theme for you. The second option is that if it do not work for you, you can download the Sentora theme. The theme name is Sentora. You can download it from that repository, and you need to extract that file into that location, and you will see the theme in your theme manager. And the second option is that you can simply SSH or FTP your server with the root credentials, and you need to do the same thing. Okay, right? That is pretty easy. So we are going to execute this command so it can download and install theme for us. Okay, it's installed on our server. Let's check it. Again, go to Home, Theme Manager, and see Zentora theme is available. Let's apply it. Oh, it is changed, right? It looks like a cPanel server. Pretty cool, pretty good. So let's log out and log in with the user details we used earlier. The shop is on was the username, and the password, and log in to see. Yeah, it works well. And here you will find ELF manager that we set up. So now we have accomplished several things. That is, we have accomplished these things on the server. Now we need to upgrade PHP 5.4 to 7.1. So let's run those commands. Yes, yes. So we are gonna install RAMI package to our VPS. Let's run it. Basically, we need to run wget to download the package. Once the package is downloaded, you need to run this command to install the package. Yeah, the package is installed. Then we need to run yum update and or yum upgrade. So we will execute yum update and -y so it can update the REMI packages. Then no update. We need to reboot the VPS. Sorry, we need to install the package 7.1 via REMI PHP. Yes, we'll install those packages. The packages is install php space -v to see which PHP is installed. So currently we have PHP 7.1 installed on the server. So let's reboot it. Reboot the VM. It will take few minutes to reboot. Once the VM is rebooted, we'll proceed to the next step. That is Suhasin install for the PHP. Let's run it again. SSH command, yes, we are in. Sudo su, and we'll execute this command. We might need to install Git, and I believe it is not installed. Which Git? The Git is not installed. Currently, no Git. Yum install Git space -y. So we can clone the repository. So let's execute git clone Suhasin7 for the PHP. So let's navigate to Suhasin directory and execute php ize for php7, right? And we need to set the path and configuration for the PHP 7.1. That is done. Then make install. We need to run the make command so it can prepare, and sudo make install. That is done. And finally the configuration to the PHP, right? So PHP space -v, we have got 7.1 and Zen 3.1.0. So let's navigate to control panel one more time with the admin details, zadmin, and that's the password, zadmin, password to see if the PHP version is changed. PHP info will go there and see we have upgraded 5.4 to PHP 7.1. You can now host all the sites, the WordPress sites. So where I downloaded the plugins, that is the repository for the file manager and PHP info and zGodX, and those are the commands we executed. It is pretty simple to run this. So now you see that we have set up Sentora control panel freely on Google Cloud Platform. And that is it. Please keep subscribing my YouTube channel and my tech blog so you can get videos I publish. Thank you very much for seeing this demo.